baseball. It's been called our national pastime. The sport has entertained millions of Americans for the better part of 2 centuries. In New England, the game was known as round ball. In Pennsylvania and throughout the southern United States, communities gathered to watch the local men play friendly games of town ball. But it would be the Knickerbocker style of play that was popularized in New York that would rise to prominence in the 1850s and 60s and capture the public's imagination. Less than a month after abolitionist John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, the first known baseball game between 2 black teams was held on November 15, 1859 in New York City. On that day, the Henson Baseball Club of Jamaica, Queens, defeated the Unknowns of Weeksville, Brooklyn, 54-43. 1 year after General Gordon Granger announced Order No. 3 in Galveston, Texas, and abolished slavery in the state on June 19, 1865, Black Texans marked the occasion with an anniversary called Juneteenth. The regional celebration would become an annual event and ultimately a national holiday. A typical Juneteenth event included a parade, a picnic, a prayer service, and a reading of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was often followed by speeches on uplifting the black community. And no Juneteenth celebration was complete without a baseball game. Baseball teams are called clubs because they started out as exclusive fraternities and political organizations, like the Downers Grove Plowboys, who campaigned for Abraham Lincoln during his 1860 presidential election. Union soldiers helped spread the popularity of baseball as they marched across the South, and by 1869, an organization called the Red Stockings, which was formed by a group of Cincinnati lawyers, became the first club to openly pay its players, making it the first professional baseball team. Before the Civil War, black baseball was mainly played in free northern states, like New York, which had at least 8 black teams operating by the fall of 1865. These included the Weldon Ken and Monitor Clubs of Brooklyn, the Bachelors and Married Men Clubs in Albany, the Lone Star Club of Harlem, the Hennessy Club of Jamaica, Long Island, the Alert Club of Troy, and the Lincoln Baseball Club of New York City. That same year, Charles Douglas, the son of famed orator and abolitionist Frederick Douglass, was part of a group of middle-class blacks who formed the Washington Alert and Washington Mutual Ball Clubs in the District of Columbia. Later, in 1866, prominent blacks in Philadelphia formed the Excelsiors, the city's first African-American team, after being restricted from joining white baseball clubs. There were, however, blacks who played on white professional baseball teams in the sport's formative years, like Moses Fleetwood Walker from Ohio, who was a star athlete at Oberlin College and the University of Michigan, before joining the Toledo Blue Stockings of the American Association in 1884. But Walker was not the first black professional baseball player. That dubious distinction belongs to William Edward White, the son of a Georgia plantation owner and his enslaved black woman. White, who passed for a Caucasian man and self-identified as one, played as a substitute in one professional baseball game for the Providence Grays of the National League in 1879. Meanwhile, back in Texas, black Americans began forming their own baseball clubs, like the Greenville Oil Burners, Austin's Black Pioneers, the Lubbock Hubbers, San Antonio Broncos, Texas City Tigers, the Port Arthur White Sox, and the Black Buffs of Houston. The Lone Star State was a breeding ground for African-American athletic talent, and it would be a 5'7", 170-pound pitcher from Calvert, Texas, who would take black ball into the major leagues.